Hi everyone, a very good afternoon and welcome to FabHotels' first of its kind webinar on the state of business travel post COVID-19 and what are some of the recommendations, tips and best practices for corporate travel managers as well as for the decision makers to combat this unfortunate scenario. We've put together a very esteemed panel of corporate travel managers, administration and procurement heads, each of whom have 10 plus years of experience individually across diverse sectors such as manufacturing, industrials, automobiles, public sector energy, and then of course startups to throw some light on how their organizations are planning to overcome this pandemic and maintain business continuity once the lockdown is lifted. So let's get started with the first topic of our discussion today. And this is the most burning question, the biggest question in the minds of anybody and everybody within travel and hospitality sector. So, how soon do you expect that we would see business travel bounce back once the lockdown is lifted? Mr. Sanjay Gurav at L&T, and also get his views on that.
See, our industry is totally depend on people behavior. Unlike what I see in next couple of weeks is like pharma and the transportation may ground transportation may immediately this thing. Like 60% of our travel, which is I'm basically travel on air travel, is comes from these metro cities. Okay, 50 to 60%. So that once that momentum is there, I think we can see some movement. Also, at what I heard from in the market, also that by maybe second or first week of May, with 10% of employee attendance, it is going to be on, and gradually it will go.
From the studies that we are seeing internally across the world, of course, markets like China and US, where either the lockdown has been lifted or there is not such a strict lockdown happening, the hotels are already bouncing back. So China market already above 30% occupancy in less than 12 weeks. Budget hotels out of that is already at 50-60% plus. Even in the US, more than 30% occupancy for business and budget hotels already. That in an ongoing survey of 500 plus corporate travel managers across India being conducted by FabHotels right now, around 80% of the respondents have indicated that their business travel volumes would bounce back in 3 to 6 months post-lockdown. What are the factors that companies and decision makers at these companies will be tracking to decide when to switch back the tap of corporate travel, right?
It depends upon which industry are we talking about. Like automobile industry, there is a fixed amount of travel which is a requisite. But going forward, probably what company would be looking at the safety and the security of the employees.
What would be the long-lasting changes in business travel and in company policies post-COVID-19? Do you expect these to be short-term or do you expect these to be permanent?
During this period, companies have been using virtual technological solutions and they are in tune of its usage. Probably they'll optimize travel now and they'll be inculcating these virtual business models to a great extent now. So this will certainly have an impact on travel.
The airfares will take a big jump, and if they take a jump and the travel budgets are going to cut, the most obvious thing that will get cut is the accommodation. However, as I said, this is all going to be short-term effect.
How much of focus or priority is cost cutting going to be in your organization? Do you think that employee voices or employee preferences or employee apprehensions will get better hearing, will be built in more into company policies going forward post-corona?
I think it will take some hit on that, because now we have to ensure that our employees gets a good hygiene hotel, and which this unbranded hotels will not be able to suffice with that. So definitely people should stick with branded hotels only, where they can get a good hygiene hotel which will take care of COVID-19 measures. Prevention and cure has to be there to increase the travel part as well. So if an employee wants to travel, then hotels has to rebuild their trust that yes, their hotel are good to stay, their hotel maintaining a good hygiene, they're out of this COVID-19 thing, so that they can stay there without any issue. So now hotels has to rebuild their trust on to their guests.
as other panelists said, of course, the quality, the hygiene, all those things. Now, in fact, we are still struggling on one more point apart this is how are we going to define hygiene?
Right.
Honestly, I don't have an answer right now.
Absolutely.
While we are all saying that it needs to be hygienic, I don't know what exactly do I mean by this. I'm sure because all the
Right.
hotels maintain their own hygiene, but that's a separate topic.
Of course.
Having
Of course.
said that, it's also going to be important saying how close are you to your place of work in terms of location, because people will also want to avoid the travel in the public transport. That is one thing that we've been experiencing big time. Wi-Fi, most of the hotels that we talk now, Wi-Fi is still not as comfortable. And as we discussed, the work from home is becoming very popular. This is going to stay. So I think it's also about upgrading whichever hotel adapts itself faster.
Very interesting. Yeah.
To the whole concept, saying how is it going to work? Buffets are out. Nobody wants to get into buffet. It's going to be important saying how is room service working. And I think the ones which come up faster with all this would definitely be in to make the best out of the situation.
Would you agree that companies would be willing to pay a little bit extra to budget hotels to upgrade their facilities? And then any recommendations from your side to your peers or to hotel operators?
Definitely, it depends on the hierarchy of the company executives. So we are at present we are starting from 3-star according to the level 4-star, 5-star to 7-star. So far we don't have any hotels budget in budget hotels. So in future it may come for the low paid employees of the company, employees category, not executive category.
I could suggest in terms of hotels or brands like y'all, see, there was a point of time where everybody was behind the numbers. I would still recommend more than the numbers, it's going to be the quality that counts. So I think the hotel that comes back or the brand that comes back to us saying, look, maybe we are not 2000 number and maybe we are 20. But in that 20, you can be assured that there's nothing going wrong. And that would be a big point for the hotels to earn the trust from our guys.
Thank you so much, esteemed panelists, for your time. And I'm sure that this has been definitely insightful for us at Fab Hotels. And I hope that the audience has also equally enjoyed this event and found it productive and insightful. So thank you so much, and have a great day. Have a great weekend. Please stay safe, take care, and hope that we can all recover stronger out of this COVID scenario. Thank you.